What is going on, guys? It is your boy TKD123 here, back again here on PlayStation Source. This is, of course, Save Slot Podcast, a weekly news show about any and all things PS5, PlayStation games, and PlayStation itself. With me, of course, my luxurious co-host, the Arachnid. How are you doing, good sir?
I'm doing well. How about you?
We are back on the saddle, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. We out here.
What was that trail called? You know what? No, that's extremely a fucked up thing in history. I should not be referencing.
Jesus.
What was that called? Do you know what trail I'm talking about? The
Trail of Tears?
That. Oh my god. What are we doing?
Where they took
Not we. I'll take full responsibility.
Native Americans during
I don't know why I thought that about like trail. Wasn't there like a better one, like the Oregon Trail? Was that
yes.
like a was
yeah, but when you said it was a part of like messed up history, I was like, he's talking about the Trail of Tears.
I was definitely thinking about the Trail of Tears, but I think I meant to think about like
the Oregon Trail.
Yeah, the like better trail that wasn't about, you know.
The Oregon Trail was still pretty bad. But
has there ever been a good trail in American history? I don't know.
We have them at like national parks, like those trails, like the hiking trails.
Hey, on the brighter note, we have like 5 days left until you know.
Yeah. Liberation.
Someone's out of love to see it. Anyway, you can cast the show here. Let's do some housekeeping here. Cast the show on YouTube.com/PlayStation Source, as well as podcast services like Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, and even our Anchor link down below in the description. That way you can find us on all other platforms as well. Like the video or rate the podcast on podcast services. It does help us get seen by more viewers, so we can grow the PSS family and that PSS Discord, down below in the description, as well as our Twitter, so you can connect with us even more on that whole level. And if you're feeling generous, feel free to hit that join button to become a member of the channel with the $1 Prince tier and the $5 King tier. And I forgot to put the members. Do you think I could name off the 5 members?
I have absolute faith in you. I always do.
Okay, definitely Arachnid's one of them, so that one's easy. Owen, Tapiwa Musa. Oh man.
Don't forget about Chungi.
Of course, the homie Chungi. And there's one more. Caleb Kaiser.
Caleb Kaiser.
You'll love to see it. You can check out the stream series as well this week. We are still going over Ratchet & Clank and Metal Gear Solid. We'll talk a little about that later on. However, if you missed some videos on the channel, you can check out PS4 Pro being discontinued, being good for PS5 stock, Factions 2 rumors, as well as Returnal combat info. All got uploaded on the channel this week, as well as on Monday, as of you guys listening to this. So it should be tomorrow, because this should go up Sunday in theory, right? Long Play Club is debuting on JoyClicks. Get hyped for that. It's going to be a full in-depth podcast series about each segment of Metal Gear as we go through the entire series. Okay, so it's a good time. We had a great recording yesterday. Good stuff on that whole standpoint. But throwing it back to Arachnid, okay? It's been like a month and a half. All right. I assume you've played some video games.
I have indeed played some video games.
What have you been playing, good sir? And if you want to save Cyberpunk for last, we can do that as well.
Yeah, no, like we can do that. We'll tie like obviously I played Cyberpunk when it released last month. It's been a month and 5 days for me to download it, play it, and have my thoughts marinate on it. Like I think I've got a pretty good consensus on how I feel, so we'll save that for a little later. Mm-hmm. But in the last month, I was on that Valorant grind. I was playing through ranked. And solo queuing through ranked is just as bad as I remember it in CSGO. Because you have 4 unpredictable members of your team. They could be great, they could be awful. You don't know.
Right.
So, I don't have any friends that are within my rank. All of them are, like, kind of behind me. So, I can't play with them.
Damn, bro. Flex on them.
You know I do. Literally all I play are shooters, so if I'm not good at shooters, then what do I have left?
I mean, you're built different. So
built different.
There is that.
Yeah.
There is that, of course.
I don't know.
Okay.
Shooters are my bread and butter. So I was playing through that. I was in mid-tier gold. So it's awful. It was an awful experience of solo queuing. So I don't know. So I was on that. I'm still doing that. A few matches at least every day. I played a lot of Destiny. Destiny 2.
Nice. You love to see that. You love to see it.
Oh.
Why have we gone on Destiny yet?
I don't know. My only complaint with Destiny so far is I don't know where to go.
Like during like the main quest, or
yeah, like it's like, oh yeah, go here, go to the Cosmodrome, and then it's like, hey, can I get a waypoint? I'm stupid.
You know, I do hear you on that. Like sometimes it is hard to like discern that information. It's really like if you go to your quest line, each like quest line has like a specific like color code and kind of like emblem if it's the main arc of the story, if you will.
Yeah.
So like if you look through like all the planets and kind of like look for that specific color code and logo, it should put you in the right direction. Yeah.
Alright.
But I like hear you. Like I know things are kind of hard to find in Destiny. For sure.
Played and finished Hades. Like finished all 10 runs.
I don't understand you. Okay? Because you beat Hades in like your third run?
Yeah, it was my third attempt.
Like literal, like Big Daddy Hades, like
Yeah.
dead ass.
Yeah, he got these hands.
On the third try?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't understand that, bro. That just doesn't make sense to me, bro. I think I beat him in like, I think it was my like 24th try. I think it was my like 24th run.
Hades, honestly, like, so I had this because Daedalus was the god that I got in the very beginning, like when you just start. And right after him was Zeus. So with Daedalus, I had something where it's like it reduces your HP by like whatever, but every time you hit something, it like gives you 2 health back. So that counts with lightning strikes too.
Yeah.
So whenever I dashed, it would hit every nearby enemy with lightning. So every time I dashed, depending on how many enemies were in the area, I would get like 6, 8, 10 health back. So if I was low on health, I just needed to dash next to enemies a few times, and then I was good.
Yeah, I hear you.
So
yeah. But ultimately, you liked Hades, of course.
Yeah, no, I liked Hades. I definitely didn't think it was my game of the year, but that's not a negative thing. It's just because Ghost and FF7R impacted me as much as they did. It was a tough year to beat. Like, I definitely thought Hades was worth my time and money. Like, I definitely enjoyed it. But after finishing, like, because I had, like, a 6 escape streak. So I was pretty much almost done. Like,
yeah, like, I know, like, the, like, technical, like, last run
is rough.
Is 9.
Yeah.
You need to make it out 9 times to, like, get, like, credits to roll and all that.
Oh, no, it's 10. It's 10.
Oh, it is 10? Oh,
It's
shit.
10.
Okay, sorry, my bad.
No, you're
maybe
good.
Maybe they meant, like, after your first one, you do it 9 more times.
Yeah.
So it's 10. Right, that makes sense.
The 10th run, like the game end run,
yeah,
is even harder than the base game.
Interesting. Yeah. No.
Like, you fight all the Furies at the same time, kind of difficulty spike.
Oh my god. Like, for me, I enjoyed the journey of, like, Zagreus, like, getting out, and, like, in my head, right, like, narratively speaking, I think it's really interesting if, like, he was only, spoiler alert for Hades, I guess, when you escape the underworld, right? I think it's really fascinating that, like, it was only for one time. You know, like, all of that work was just for, like, a solid, 15, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
And then he gets sent back. So, like, me, like, narratively speaking, I'm cool with just having that one time I made it out because it was such a memorable moment for me. And, like, so much effort went into doing that run. And, like, I did it on a run that I wasn't expecting to make it out.
Those are always how it works.
Yeah, it was just primarily a resource run just to get more darkness to level up Zagreus, right?
Right.
And I accidentally, not even accidentally, just like unplannedly beat Hades. So
yeah,
it was cool. It was cool. Yeah.
It's always the runs where it's like, yeah, whatever. Like, I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna like write it out.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then it's like, wait, what? Like you actually managed to do it. It's because like that's the mentality that I have whenever I'm playing any kind of like like challenging game or competitive game or whatever. Is like always play like you're losing. Like even if you're crushing the opposition, whether that be real players or like or just a difficult game, always play like you have like 5 health left. So
Hades definitely for me is my favorite indie of 2020.
Yeah, no, Hades like indie wise, like definitely favorite. But would you count Ori as an indie game?
that one's tough, man. Yeah, because like it's published by Microsoft, so I think in spirit, yes, it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think it's a little more novel for Supergiant being exclusively on their own to make a game so good, But that doesn't take away from like Ori's like inherent. It is an indie game, and I fucking love Ori. Honestly, if Ori like was without Microsoft, I think that would be my favorite indie game of the year.
Yeah, I bought Blind Forest and Will o' the Wisp, and I'm going to be starting them. And the rest of these games
so good.
are just going to be a checklist, or else we're going to be here for a while since it's been a month and a half.
I hear you, dude. Ori is fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to play it. I've didn't play a ton. I played a lot though. So the bulk of my time was, of course, Assassin's Creed Valhalla over the break. I finished that game. It took me 80 hours.
You love to see it.
It was a very, very long quest, but ultimately, I have gripes. I had problems with the game. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, I really enjoyed my time with it. I thought it was fantastic. Fantastic. I thought it was very good. Very, very, very good game. As long as the average person goes into it knowing that, okay, yes, it's called Assassin's Creed. No, it's not like Assassin's Creed pre-Origins. Yes, it is a open world RPG that's going to take you a long time, And honestly, just to like kind of like encapsulate my thoughts on like what I don't like about the game, because you might be able to read what I thought about the game coming very soon. Be on the lookout for Twitters and all that when that goes live. You know what I'm saying? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I think that the game could have been considerably shorter. I feel that like there's so long story short, you're in England and you're pledging to certain regions throughout England, and you go there. You help them solve a problem within their region. You work with the kings and all that to do like to do like a little story quest. Like think like a tiny arc in a show.
Right.
That's like what it feels like, right? It's maybe like 3 or 4 hours per region, right? You do the thing, then at the end of it, they pledge an allegiance to your settlement to help you in any endeavors, aka the end game mission, right? So a lot of those regions are very, very well done. They have very, very interesting stories. It feels like the main devs that made the entire game were making the core regions. Then there are some that are literally pointless. That are like the most like boring storylines, like really, really underdeveloped, just like seems like it was developed. Like it seems like some of them were made by like the backup team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel that the game could have been way more effective if you only gave us like 10 regions, right? With very, very well crafted stories, very well crafted acting, all that good stuff, right? And then had that be the journey. I think it would have been more effective than having an 80-hour thing that, yeah, it's generally good, but the less regions just brings the overall game down for me. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. It's bloated.
Overall, I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go.
I was gonna hit up my next game, but
Yeah, no,
you can go ahead and say what you're saying. I forget. Did I start the Ratchet and Clank series while we were doing Save Slot? I mean, Road to PS5 and Road to Miles Morales.
I think.
I don't know if I did. I think I did.
Yeah, I believe you did.
Okay, I've gone through the main trilogy, Ratchet 1, 2, and 3, Going Commando, Up Your Arsenal, and Ratchet and Clank. We watched Deadlocked because I was told not to watch. I mean, not to play Deadlocked. Now we're on Ratchet Tools of Destruction. Okay, the main trilogy. I think that the third one, Up Your Arsenal, is far and away the best one. I think the second one is not as good as the first. So I think from that ranking, it's 3, 1, 2, right? And best to worst. Yeah. Just quickly thoughts right there. Deadlocked story-wise was kind of just like whatever. Tools of Destruction, though, I am loving this game.
Oh yeah, no, I watched the stream of episode 1.
Yeah,
and
it's fun.
It is a huge leap. Like
a huge leap.
Ratchet 3 was definitely like, even just watching it, I could tell that it was like, yeah, this is way better than 2, because I remember watching 2, like the streams, like during that last fight. It's like, that's rough.
Yeah. Like, definitely there was a pretty big leap with Up Your Arsenal, right? But the leap between generations going to Tools of Destruction right now on the PS3, because like it was the first Ratchet game on PlayStation 3 hardware, like made for it, like, you know, ground up and all that. It is great, fantastic, love it. You know, like they definitely know what makes Ratchet and Clank, and just add on to it in very cool, interesting ways that doesn't compromise the main vision of what Ratchet and Clank is. I appreciate that. It's a great time. I can't wait to see where the series goes. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We have 3 more games after this. We got oh my god, what's it called? Oh, Quest for Booty, and then A Crack in Time, and then Into the Nexus, and then that leads right into Rift Apart on PS5. So hopefully we get a release date soon for that game. Highly anticipated. Cannot wait for it. The last thing here I want to talk about, Guacamelee 2. Okay, I was playing this game right before we started recording. Okay.
Wow.
Now, if you listen to Joe-Kicks Games Cast, okay, that was recorded on Wednesday of this week, okay? And I said that, you know, the game is cool. I like it a lot. I like it pretty much the same as the first game. You know, there's some tweaks here and there, but it seems pretty much like par for the course. I said there wasn't really like that much of a challenge in this game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That has drastically changed from Wednesday to Friday. Okay. It is, there is a difficulty spike in this game that it is hard, but I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like, oof. Like, there are some things that, like, and it's my type of difficulty where it's like, listen, as long as I know what I have to execute, right? You can make that as hard as possible. As long as I know what I have to do, I'm cool with however difficult that is.
But you don't like the Souls games.
Huh?
But you don't like the Souls games.
Bro, oh my god, man. Did you see my tweet I put out, bro?
I saw it.
Bro, I was like half drunk, and I don't know why I put that out, man.
I saw it, and it's like, there are going to be some words.
I don't know why I committed to a fucking not just playing through it, a fucking stream series, Arachnite. I'm fucked, dude.
Yeah, no, when I saw the Bloodborne like announcement, it's like, yeah, we're doing a stream series. It's like there's gonna be some like God of War 1 level anger here, and I want to see it. I am here to see it.
I want to add a stipulation, okay? If I may.
All right.
Right. I don't want to play the PS4 version of the game.
Oh, yeah, no.
All right. So, if there's a PS5 version that gets announced to be incoming, I'm away for that. I don't care. If that's 2022, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you don't want to do like the backwards compatible PS5 to PS4 kind of deal.
There's no enhancements with that. You know?
Yeah.
It's not like 60 frames. You know?
Yeah, no, I feel you. I feel you.
I don't know. We'll
Like-
see. We'll see. We'll see.
I thought your stipulation was gonna be as like Christian is ready with like share play.
I have 3 homies on deck with share play. Nah, man. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't like. You know what still haunts me to this day? Devil May Cry 1 couldn't beat the last boss. That shit still haunts me. You know.
When are we
So-
getting a DMC stream series?
I'm asleep. Anyway,
Dude, DMC's so good.
story number 1. Oh man. So I wanted to put this on because, of course, our very, very famous Road to series, fantastic one back last summer, right?
Yeah.
There was this thing going around that one of the shrines in Tsushima that you can visit in the game, right, suffered some damage due to, I believe, a storm, right? It was like some sort of storm. There's no pictures of it broken and like on the ground on the article. By the way, link below in the description if you want to check it out. But I have seen the image of the shrine like all broken in the water and all that. So what happened was, I'm gonna read this little update here via Pushware. Just before Christmas, a story emerged about a torii gate on the real Tsushima island that had been damaged by a typhoon. That's what it was. A crowdfunding campaign was set up to raise money for repairs, and Ghosts of Tsushima fans are partly responsible for helping make it a success. Now the campaign is done, and the final amount raised is just over 207 million yen, which is 542% of the initial goal. I'm not sure how much that translates to US dollars. I assume it's a considerable amount of money. Okay. According to the report from Cecilarona, repairs to the torii gate are estimated to begin in April of this year and should be completed in sometime in August. So that's pretty cool, man. You know, look at us gamers rising up. You know, for a game that we love.
Two things. One,
Okay.
27 million yen is 260,000 USD.
Okay.
So
I that's still a lot.
yeah, no,
But I figured it'd be more. But that's still a lot.
yeah, no.
And as long as it's enough to fix the gate, then we're good.
Oh yeah, no. It's like it said, it's 542% of the initial cost or the initial goal of repair. So I guess they're just gonna touch up other shrines that might need it with the extra money.
You'll love to see it. You know, they're gonna go out there, follow some foxes. You know, write some haikus. It's a great time.
You love to see it. I still want
Great
that
time.
ghost armor. There is a considerable amount of money that I am willing to put down for ghost armor.
Dude, can you imagine pulling up to a fucking Halloween party when there's no COVID and like you're
Ain't
literally
good.
the Ghost of Tsushima?
Yeah, like I remember showing you at work like over a year ago, like when Mando season 1 was like still like releasing. And I was like, yo, I found full Mando armor. Yes, it's 1,500. Yes, I work at a restaurant. I will make it work. I was heavily considering buying full Mando armor. It's like, you know what? It's fine. I'll go to Comic-Con as Mando, and it'll be fine. And then COVID happened. It's like, I'm glad I didn't buy the armor, or else it would just be sitting there.
I want to design my own Mandalorian armor. You know, I want like blue and yellow and like a like gunmetal type of color type thing with it. You know what I'm saying?
Get on that. Like, we'll get everybody designing their own armors.
That'd be hot.
That would be hot.
But also, speaking of Ghost of Tsushima, Sucker Punch, of course, a few months back in October, they put up a job listing for hiring a narrative writer with extensive knowledge of feudal Japan. I think we talked about that on one of the shows, maybe.
Yeah.
But in case that was just some pretense, but recently they are looking for more hires as the developer is looking for a new combat designer who, quote, must have played Ghost of Tsushima and understood its core combat systems. So it's pretty cool, man.
That's pretty
They're
cool.
looking at changing up the combat, you know what I'm saying?
Imagine, like, you're super qualified. It's like, oh, you didn't play your first game.
No, like, dude, like, I designed the Which combat from a game do you want kind of melded into Ghost of Tsushima style? You know, like, is there, like, a specific, like, flavor you're looking to, like, the combat in Ghost of Tsushima 2?
The thing about, like, Ghost combat, at first I didn't like it. Like, at very first, like, like my first, like, hour or two in the game, I didn't really enjoy it because, like, switching styles sucked. What that I thought. And I thought I was pretty good at it. Like, I finished the game on lethal. Like, I did my kind of, like, Iron Man, a hardcore playthrough of Ghost, where if you die on lethal, that's it. I delete my save kind of deal.
Yeah.
I did that. And after playing multiplayer, I felt like at my best, I was really good at Ghost combat. I don't think I'd want any other game melded in there, because at first everybody thinks about, like, oh, you're fighting hordes of enemies on your own. You think Arkham.
Right.
But there's just something Arkham and Ghost, like, Ghost is its own thing. It's like oil. Like, you can't mix oil with water. Like, I think Ghost is, like, if you can improve on it by keeping what it has, then that's great. But, like, timing everything, like, the timing system was excellent in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Like, being able to, like, there's no red icon, or it's like, oh, parry it now, like in the Arkham games. It's, you have to pay attention. You have to pay attention to the enemies around you. So it's definitely something that I'd like to keep its own deal. Like, switching stances on the fly, like, multiplayer definitely made me a lot better at the game, especially on, like, those nightmare raids. Those were awful. Or, like, doing everything on, like, very hard, like the gold difficulty raids, and you're the only one left standing on an objective, and you have to fight everybody. That was excellent.
Actually, I did play more Legends over the break. I did, because you copped those skins for our IP from different games on PlayStation, you know? Like, there's, like, the Aloy skin and the God of War skin, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Bloodborne, Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah, so those are my forever skins now, obviously. You know, like, come on now. Yeah, so I played a little more of it when I was getting those skins. And it's good, man. It's good stuff, man. Yeah. Ghost feels good for sure.
I didn't vibe with the skins, honestly. I didn't like them.
We all have bad taste. You know?
We all have bad taste, but, like, the reason I will never abandon, like, my assassin build is because it's I'm just gonna at myself right now. In every game that I can, if I can make, like, a Daredevil-esque, like, outfit, I go with it. I got the devil the devil Oni mask. I've got the red and black traveler's attire, like a blood sword. Like, it's hype. You think I'm gonna switch that? You think I'm gonna switch that for, like, Aloy? No.
You prove a valid case, and honestly, I can't really even hate on it. To be completely honest, you know. But you know what I can hate on? PS5 pre-orders are selling out across India. So
welcome to the club.
It was a big. Yeah, so I forgot to do it at the top of the show. We're going to do a new segment before we get into the news that I forgot to mention. The Iraq Knight PS5.
I forgot.
We had the, of course, you know, award-winning Chelsea watch. You know?
Dudes Down Bad segment. Like,
I purely wanted her on the on the old show. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to her having a beautiful kid. You love to see it. you know.
Shout
And
out
now
to
the next watch, what's up?
Shout out to the Dudes Down Bad Twitter account.
Oh man. Oh man, but now we're gonna look a little bit closely into Arachnite's hunt for the PS5.
Ugh.
He has many patrolmen out on the internet looking out for him. You know
Honestly.
what I'm saying? Have you made any success? Would you like to update the class?
No. Both like in terms of success, it has gotten from a point. So when the PS5 first released, like when pre-orders were coming out, I had a choice. It was like that infamous, like, you know, fulfill your destiny and sacrifice yourself to save humanity, or abandon your destiny and join the beast kind of deal. Or
Right.
I could only pre-order one PS5. That was I was only capable of pre-ordering one.
Wait, don't you only need one?
No, let me finish.
Okay, sorry, my bad.
No, you're good. So, my mom had let me know that my niece, like, apparently I had a long lost sister and she has a daughter. So I found that out years ago, but now my niece is like 13, and they like, with the pandemic and all that, they've been going through some economic troubles.
Right.
So, and she's like, she had always wanted a PS4 and couldn't really get one until it was like double handed down. And she wanted a PS5, but there was no way on earth they could afford it. So I was in a place of economic stability, like, you know, God willing. So I had a choice. So it's like, I can either buy myself a PS5 or I can give it to her.
I do remember you saying this to me. I do remember.
Yeah. So it's like, so I was like, yeah, obviously I'm not gonna be selfish here. She's like, if I was a kid, like if I was like a 13-year-old kid when I was a 13-year-old kid when like the PS4 released, and as like if somebody had done that for me, I probably would have like cried. So I was like, you know what, we'll pay it forward. Like, you know, I'm doing well. I'm in a good place. I can wait. So gave it to her. She's loving it. She's playing all the PS4 games she couldn't really play. I told her, like, yeah, you gotta play Demon Souls though. Sorry, kid. Them's the ropes.
That's fucking torture.
Yeah, so I told her, like, you want a PS5? You got it. You're gonna play Demon Souls. But we settled with Miles Morales.
You love to see it. Okay. Yeah. I have one more question.
Yeah, go
before we go on to the actual, like, India story. So, have you let go of any preference to which PS5 you want? You know, is it just secure a PS5? Don't care if it has a disc. Don't care if it's just
like
the better looking. Yeah, like, do you still have a desire to get a specific model, or are you just getting a PS5? Just period, just whatever you can get.
I've reached a point of. You ever played Darkest Dungeon?
No.
So in Darkest Dungeon, there's like a mental stability kind of deal. Like if everything's going poorly, like your characters like break down. I think like the bottom is hopeless. That's where I'm at with the PS5.
Here's the thing, I'm on OfferUp right now. Okay.
Don't play.
I'm looking at
I will not buy a disc drive. I will not buy a disc drive. I will wait.
You don't want the one, dude? There's a disc drive one for $400 in Virginia.
$400?
Yeah,
the whole reason I wanted
because I'm like,
let me see that OfferUp. You know, give me that link.
I just asked him here. I'll send you the link. I feel like it's fishy because why would you put a disc version for $100 less?
I saw something like that. It was just a post, like a screenshot, like a meme of it. But it was like, bought this for my boyfriend for Christmas. Saw him cheating. I don't play video games. Here's the digital for $400 because, or 400 plus tax or whatever, like free shipping, because they just wanted to get rid of it. It was like, you know what?
Right.
I vibe with it. And the guy, I hope it's sold. Because that sucks.
Okay, he just messaged me back. He says it's still available.
Let me.
Dude, did we just secure a PS5 if you're live on air?
Yo, what? Use normal wear. PS5 available for another needed DM ASAP. What does that mean?
I have no idea. Anyway, back on track for you for a little bit. Of course, India, they had a delayed release on the PS5. They did announce that they will be launching the PS5 in the territory on February 2nd, so here in a few weeks. However, it sold out in minutes, obviously.
Oh, yeah. At least you got multiple minutes. Like here, it sells out in like a minute.
No, definitely. Within India, it said that the PS5 was sold out on Amazon within seconds, while other retailers took just 5 to 10 minutes to sell out their systems as well. And it's been reported by sources that there were only 4,000 to 5,000 PS5s available for that region.
Rough.
And they all sold out like that. So you're not alone, Arachne. A lot of people in their good old country of India also cannot get a PS5. So
it's definitely a tough time for us out here in the trenches. Like, it's now I kind of hope the monitor I bought last night that I sent you, because there's been like a little discussion, is like a monitor like this should not be $300, so they're probably gonna get canceled. Like the orders are probably gonna get canceled. If I'm buying a PS5 and that monitor, I kind of hope the monitor gets canceled. Because it's like,
oh man,
I expected to only drop like 300, like $315 when I bought that monitor last night, not $715 in the last 2 days. So it's like, you know what, I vibe with it. If it's like a W, it's a W, like an L for my wallet, but it's fine. Like I just got my school check, so I'm gonna say that my school paid for it. As a joke. This cannot be used for evidence. This is a joke.
Yeah. Yes. Hypothetically speaking,
this is a joke.
Hypothetically speaking. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I'm back and forth with this gentleman on OfferUp.
Yeah, it's used. It's a little sus.
It's a used PS5?
Yes. It says used.
Okay.
But like, if you gave me your PS5, it's like, okay, like I know that you take care of it. I don't care that you used it. It's not like it's dying.
So I told him that a close friend will message you about it. Are you messaging him right now?
Yes, I can message him.
Because he seems to be responding very timely.
He wants it out of there.
Yeah, I just want to know why he's selling it for that little. Because I mean, like, if it's $400, and then like at least over here to ship to me, it's $10.99.
Yeah, likewise.
So you're looking at like $4.15 max.
Yeah,
you know,
but that's still cheaper than tax.
That something seems fishy about that. You know, I would message him around.
Yeah,
properly vet, get him to send a picture of it. You know, like just make sure you don't get screwed over, because this seems fishy. But
well, yeah, there's a protection.
Okay, you're right.
So
well, CES.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah,
I can still talk. I can still talk while figuring all that out.
I want you to figure that out while I bring up the news stories, of course.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So, CES 2021 did happen this past week, and while PlayStation wasn't there a ton, there were some things that we did get that we did get announced there as well. There has been a little impromptu update that I just put up on the Twitter like a few minutes ago. So what happened was, I was about to read all of the third-party and the first-party games that were announced to have dates now. However, Sony has removed all mention of third-party games and their release dates from the trailer in question from CES. So not sure why that happened, but here are the official ones that we got going on here, okay? So Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart coming 2021. Horizon Forbidden West coming 2021. Returnal, of course, coming March 19th, 2021. So that's all that's official as of this moment right now. But beforehand, I guess I'll read the ones that were third party as well. in case they're real, I don't know. But here's what we got. So Kena Bridge of Spirits is March 2021, allegedly. Solar Ash, June 2021. Little Devil Inside, July 2021. Ghostwire Tokyo, October 2021. Stray, October 2021. Project Athia, which is the Square Enix, next IP, January 2022. And then Pragmata got pushed all the way to 2023.
Jesus.
So that one's gonna be a ways out, but just a little bit of update there, just to talk about some of these games that are, on the horizon. I'm definitely gonna play Kena Bridge of Spirits. I'm definitely gonna play Returnal. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Ratchet, Horizon, So, anything of these games, like, tickle your fancy, if you will,
I've seen you like really into like Returnal.
Dude, I am, bro. I can't wait for that game.
Returnal looks really cool. Like, I will definitely be checking that out. But other than like Ghostwire Tokyo is something that I'm like interested in. For because I'm stupid, I thought of my brain like way back when Ghost of Tsushima and Ghostwire were both announced. I thought they were the same game because I'm stupid. I didn't really look into it that much. And I was like, wait, these are separate games? Like, what's going on? Because I didn't look into it. I just saw Ghost, and Ghost is like, whatever. And after looking into Ghostwire on its own, it's like, this is pretty cool. This is its own game. I'll be vibing with that. The rest of it, like, I haven't looked into Project Athia at all, or Pragmata, so I can't really say anything about them. Bridge of Spirits is not my kind of game. Nothing wrong with that. So, I may or may not check it out. I don't know. But Little Devil Inside and Solar Ash are games I'll probably skip.
Alright then. Good to know. Next up here. You recall, there was that faceplate company that was gonna do PS5 Black Faceplates, blue, red. I think was other colors as well.
Yeah.
They unfortunately, well, not even unfortunately. I mean, like, it is what it is, right? Like, I mean, Sony contacted them and said, "Hey, you can't sell what we own by copyright law, right?" Which, I mean, it is what it is, right? Like, Sony has to protect their assets, and they have to protect what they own copyright wise, you know what I'm saying? So that of course was coming to him, but for some reason, who knows how this whole thing got up and going, but D-Brand is going to sell faceplates now, right? It's going down. So I'm gonna wait a little bit after this launches. I just want to see how people feel about the faceplates and everything, and I think I might get one, bro. I think I might get these black faceplates and put them on my PS5.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think I might. I think I might, but then, but then here's the thing too. I gotta have a black controller then.
Did you see those PS2, PS5?
Oh my god, bro!
Like, that's the dream. That's the dream.
It is the dream. No, because that's literally what I wanted. Out of the black PS5.
Yeah, no, that's exact. I saw that. It's like, that's everything you wanted.
Because it then has the logo colors too. Like, that. Come on now. Like, it looks so clean. But I didn't put it here on the dock. But did you see that? Like, they were getting like death threats and everything, and now they're not gonna sell them.
I hate people, dude. Like,
I hate people.
We've talked about this on a multitude of shows, especially Part 2, Road to Part 2. Like, this was a prevalent conversation piece when we were recording that, when the game released.
Yeah.
From the bottom of my heart and every facet of my being, go fuck yourself. It is from the core of who I am and what I will leave on this earth. Everything that I have to offer. The weight of my being. Fuck you.
Damn, bro. Yo, 2021, we out here swinging, dog.
No, it's because it is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. What is wrong with you entitled children?
No, Listen, bro, I am with that energy, dog. I am with that. Fuck them.
I woke up this morning and I chose violence.
Oh man. Remember last Wednesday when people woke up and chose violence in the U.S. Capitol? No, okay.
That wasn't violent. That was they woke up and chose destruction.
Terrorism.
Yeah, they chose to destroy their lives.
Oh man. What a fucking United
What
States,
a 2 weeks.
Yeah. It's yeah, man. It's been a lot. We're almost there though. Next Wednesday.
Oh, you think if you think that'll stop them?
I know it's not gonna stop. But I believe it's gonna be the start to perhaps an end. Maybe. I don't know, bro. I don't know, dog.
Civil War 2, baby.
Oh man, I just want the movie Civil War 2. I don't want the actual Civil War 2. Well, if you want to buy a D brand faceplate, you could do that here shortly. I think I might do it, because hey, that's a video idea. Because why not? And I mean, like, I want
that's
a Black PS5. It is content. I just got to figure out the whole controller situation, but that's a story for another day. Of course, Arachnite, you know very well. We're gonna get an Uncharted movie with one Tom Holland.
Yes.
The Last of Us HBO series. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I will be having my thoughts on the Uncharted movie on this channel as it pertains to PlayStation, as well as I'm thinking about. I don't know if I want to say it on air. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna say it on air. Why not? Arachnite, how do you feel about this? Right. Do you recall The Walking Dead?
I do recall The Walking Dead.
Do you also recall the post-show Talking Dead?
Yes, I do recall. I never watched it.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing, okay? What if we did a post-show, right? Like, we do like a watch-along stream, right? Where it's just like, hey, you just put up the timer, and that's all the people see on the screen. And it's just, our voices reacting to what's going on.
Yeah.
And then we do a post-show.
Honestly, like, that would be pretty fun, especially with...
I definitely want to do it, yeah.
Yeah, like... Because
it's gonna... Yeah.
Oh, no.
Go ahead.
It definitely be interesting to see, like, differing perspectives on it, because it's like, we all have a different stake in the game, for lack of a better phrase, when it comes to The Last of Us. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm into it, like you're into it, and then we have friends like Tajay that are into it.
Indeed, we do have friends like Tajay. Indeed.
So, like, because, like, I know for myself, it'll definitely be a good way for me to, like, accelerate the process of me, like, sifting through my thoughts on, because I'll be there with somebody, like, talking about it. Because whenever I watch something on my own, or I'm doing whatever on my own, like, my thoughts change. Like, I went from hating part 2 to, like, accepting it, like, kind of deal. Like, yeah, it was good. Or Ghost, like, I started out being okay with it and ended up loving it. Like, it takes a little bit of time. So being able to work through that with someone else live sounds very interesting.
Yeah, I'm kicking around the idea. I think I might do it. We'll see. Of course, expect that announcement later on in the future when we get, like, dates and all that. And the positive, too, it's going to be on HBO Max. So, at least I imagine it would.
Yeah,
I don't see why not. Yeah. Like, I don't see why not, But this was also at CES. He mentioned, of course, him being Jim Ryan. You know what I'm saying? Dude that, I got like, I have a bit of a, I won't say I don't trust the man, but I do take his quotes a little bit with a grain of salt. You know what I'm saying? Whenever he talks. But he did say this about future endeavors. He said, quote, "This is just the beginning of the expansion of our storytelling into new media and even wider audiences. Sony is a creative entertainment company, and entertainment has never been more important." I think this is cool, right? Like, I am down for this, right? As long as the games don't stop, you can add more, We can have an additive experience, to like PlayStation IP, as long as the games don't stop, So there will be more coming down the pipeline as well. So get hyped for that. Actually, I did a video about it over the break too, where they said that like there's gonna be, I think there's like 10 more PlayStation projects that are gonna be turned into like movies or series. I think they said 7 series and 3 movies, I think. So
Jesus.
Yeah, so there's definitely some more coming. Very, very excited for that. And of course, I'll be covering that as well here on the channel as well. So fret not. 2020 was a great year for gaming. I kind of wanted to go over the PlayStation Store's top downloads of 2020 revealed, right? Because there's some cool stuff in here that I definitely wanted to read from the top, okay? So, let me see. Let's just read the top PS5 games really quick. This isn't a long list. This is only 10. Arachnite. This is only. I know lists are controversial. I know lists are controversial on this little channel, but
yes.
The number 1 PS5 game, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, Miles Morales at 2nd, Assassin's Creed Valhalla at 3rd, NBA 2K at 4th, Demon's Souls 5th, Madden NFL 21 at 6th, FIFA 21 at 7, Sackboy, A Big Adventure at 8. That's honestly pretty surprising. I'm not gonna lie, pretty surprising.
What merits this list?
Huh?
Like these are just the top downloads. Like
yes, the top downloads of the PlayStation Store.
All right.
Yeah, and then 9 is Immortals Phoenix Rising, 10 is Watch Dogs Legion.
Yeah.
I just thought it was pretty interesting to kind of like see what we got going on. And then the PS4 one is a little bit cool too, because it's, I think, more games that we've both played. Black Ops Cold War for PS4, GTA fucking 5 for the second most downloaded PlayStation Store game on PS4. How? Sway. How? Call of Duty Modern Warfare number 3, Minecraft number 4, Ghost of Tsushima at number 5, Last of Us Part 2 at number 6. That's interesting. So it looks like Ghost, at least on PS Store, sold more than Part 2. 7, NBA 2K21. 8, NBA 2K20. Number 9, our king, Final Fantasy VII Remake. And 10, Madden NFL 21. So that's it. I just wanted to read those out there.
Yeah. Like
there's some interesting stuff in there.
I'm just glad that Watchdog Legion is getting what it deserves.
Dude,
I thought Watch Dogs
in a good
1
way
was
or in a
cool.
bad?
With negativity.
Okay.
I chose violence. I have watched Watch Dogs Legion. I have not played it. I will not waste my money on it. But there is a reason it is $30. It was $30 like a week after it released.
Yep.
It is. Yep. It looks awful. It looks absolutely awful.
I know we flip-flop with our thoughts on Watch Dogs, where I didn't like Watch Dogs 1 that much. I didn't think it was like horrible, but it wasn't like the greatest thing I played in the world. I loved Watch Dogs 2 though.
Yeah, I was the opposite. I preferred 1 over 2.
Exactly. And Legion just didn't really, didn't really grab me.
It didn't make anybody happy.
Yeah, nah, man. And it's still 30 frames on PS5.
Pathetic.
Like, come on, man. Come on now. Well, another game that we'll be anticipating heavily is, of course, Resident Evil Village on Thursday, January 21st. So it is coming in hot. It is next week. We will be getting a live stream that will go over some new trailers for the game, some new gameplay walkthroughs and stuff like that. There's going to be some more general news as well, even a few surprises about Resident Evil and Resident Evil Village specifically. A good one here that I want to take note of is that the host of this is going to be Brittany Brombacher, She is one of the hosts of What's Good Games with Andrea Renee and Christine Steimer. Very cool to see her do that because she loves Resident Evil. She's like a very, very devout Resident Evil fan. So cool to see her get to host this event. They also announced like there's going to be some sort of like closed beta that is for something that is a 4 to 6 player online game, which it's like, I mean, they tried that with Resistance, but like nobody gave a shit about it.
Oh,
as far as I'm aware, right? I mean, like,
yeah,
I'm not calling myself like the most devout Resident Evil fan, so maybe like I don't have a good pulse on the community, but I don't hear anyone talk about Resistance.
As somebody who loves Resident Evil, like who,
right,
and even like and corroborating with Owen, like shout out to Owen.
Shout out to Owen, absolutely.
Who is also super into Resident Evil. Resistance is pretty like I slumber. I took 6 melatonin and sleeping tea. Sleep. Like you were gone. Like you know that you remember like I think it was like 2 years ago that GIF of like Pooh Bear like his spirit floating away from him.
Yes.
That's me with Resistance. I'm nothing. I played it once and uninstalled it.
Yeah, I played like I promise you like half the tutorial. It was not it for me, Chief.
And it feels like a whole other team worked on it because RE3 it was well optimized. It ran well, it was smooth. Like no issues with performance in RE3. But on my computer, like I flex my computer all the time and I'm about to do it again. It's a beast. It can barely push 40 frames on the same graphic settings as RE3 when RE3 could run at 144. So it feels like they didn't really like they just shoehorned a multiplayer in for some reason and didn't optimize it and then just kind of abandoned it like after release because I haven't seen any updates for it.
Yeah, man. We'll see. And this article goes on to further say that this beta for this like multiplayer mode is supposed to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Resident Evil. So I think it might be from something that like, you know, Resident Evil fans will like recognize and know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So who knows what you know that is. If you want, I'm down to react to this stream actually. You know, I tapped Owen, but I'll nudge you as well if you'd like. It's Thursday at like 1 o'clock our time.
Ooh.
You know, so
hopefully Owen is able to recover and make it.
Yes. He needs a Phoenix down and some good vibes. You know.
He's dead. He needs a Phoenix. He's just.
I'm sorry, that's fucked up. Yeah, not. I meant like a potion. Not,
he
not
just
Phoenix down. God damn it.
Owen's just fucking down.
That's fucked up.
Owen got hit by Hell House.
Yeah. Oh man, he got hit by Meteor. You hate to see it.
Oh.
Next up here, this one tickled the old fancy as the last story of the first episode. Naughty Dog is on the motherfucking hiring spree. Let's go, baby. Of course, at Naughty Dog Jobs on Twitter put up a bunch of different jobs that they are you know, hiring for, whether it be UI, programming, art, animation, IT, game design, etc. There's even a video editor slot right there. You know, guys, do I fucking shoot my shot? I don't know. We'll see.
Shoot your shot.
You know what I'm saying? There is that, you know. I may just do it. Why not? I might just fuck around and just take a shot, y'all. We'll see.
Fuck around and find out.
But what definitely tickled the fancy even more was that Neil Druckmann did quote tweet it and says, "Come with us. We're making something very cool," with the you know, zip tight emoji and all that. Now, I did do a video this week about Factions 2, some leaks and rumors there. I probably want to talk a little bit more about Factions 2. I think I might want to lay out in a video soon like what my dream Factions 2 mode looks like from my point of view. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that definitely would be interesting.
Yeah, like I might do that because I definitely have ideas, but they're kind of spread out between like Road to Part 2. There's a time where I talked about it there, my like dream one, and like it's evolved and changed from that. So I definitely want to like update that whole stance. I might do that. But how do you feel about this Direct Night? Like, what are your thoughts? Are you excited to see what comes from this? What comes from this? You know what I'm saying? Is it just Factions 2? Do you think it's also like a new IP, or is it Last of Us 3? What are your thoughts?
With how Naughty Dog operates, I feel like it's gonna be a while before we, if and when we ever hear about Last of Us 3. Like, it'll be a good while. I assume they're going to be working on a new IP. Like Uncharted ran its course. Like Last of Us just got a new release, and those are the only two main flagship Naughty Dog like series, because like at least to the extent of my memory, in the last like 15 years. So I assume they'll probably be working on something new.
Yeah, pretty much since 2007.
It's just been
honestly,
Naughty Dog.
Since 2000. Yeah. Yes, yeah. Since 2007, it's just been Uncharted and Last of Us. Yeah, I mean, there was those rumors last year, which again, this might be a video that I make soon as well, where it's like, I think they are making Savage Starlight. I think that's what they're doing next. I think it's going to be a, sci-fi game. I think that's where they're going with it, honestly. They did some hires a few months ago that was looking for an African-American protagonist. They actually referenced... Do you remember the actor that played Captain Hammer in Walking Dead?
No.
The dude with, like, the beanie?
Spoilers, I guess. What was her name? Like, Sarah? The blonde girl?
Sarah.
That Norman Reedus's character really liked. The, like, best quote-unquote daughter.
Bro, I barely remember Walking Dead, man.
Yeah, so... So when, like, I think it was like season 4 or 5 or something, they have everyone at gunpoint, and she decides to stab someone with a pair of scissors and gets lit the fuck up, like, for no reason, like,
Jesus Christ.
And she died, and that was like the mid-season finale. And then after that, I was watching with my sister. I was like 14 or something. I was like, this show sucks. Why are we watching this?
Yeah, in hindsight, it's not great. It's not great.
So,
It's definitely not.
yeah, no. I haven't watched Walking Dead in a long time. The only Walking Dead I've consumed in the last few years was Telltale's series.
Which a lot of people love. A lot of people love. So, that's pretty much it, guys. I think that, of course, first we will get Factions 2. Separate mode, this and the third, standalone. And then I think afterwards, we do get a new IP from Naughty Dog. But we will see. On to the main question of the week, Arachne. Alright? I told you to prep up. Told you, listen, I need all your energy on Cyberpunk 2077. First, I want to break down this, I guess technically the last news story for real this time. But it just ties into the question of the week, so I kind of wanted to bring it up. Did you see this video that they put out, their apology? Because, oh my god, we haven't even talked about it. So, if you're living on a rock, I guess, long story short, Cyberpunk launched fucked up completely on PS4 and Xbox One, and on consoles in general. For the most part, it's worse on the last-gen consoles. PC One's pretty much fine, I think. All things...
No.
It's substantially better.
It depends on your hardware. Like with the consoles,
okay, also that.
Yeah, like if you go according to their benchmarks, like when they release the specs that you need for each respective kind of like graphic fidelity, absolutely not. It is really, really poorly optimized all around. Like it said that you could run the game with like a 970. And that is incorrect. I have a 2080, and this thing was struggling.
You hate to see it. So, I'm sure everyone listening to this knows the whole debacle with Cyberpunk 2077. But what came out this week was their self-called "Our Commitment to Quality" video, 5-minute video. I did sit through this. I have many problems with this video.
Yeah.
I have many problems with this.
You remember what we talked about before the show? Like, right before the show? Like, something that I had gone through?
Yes, I do.
I got a similar bad taste in my mouth from this video as in that the aforementioned conversation I had. Like, it is almost exactly, it's like, oh, we pretend to take responsibility and then we throw it under the bus. Just throw it somewhere else.
they blamed fucking QA
Oh,
not seeing. I'm like, are you fucking
Liar.
y'all were the I don't know if y'all remember. I don't know if you guys forgot or whatever, but I very much remember seeing the game, the embargo lifted 4 days before the game came out, and you gave the codes a week prior to that. So reviewers pretty much had a week to beat your entire game, right? On top of that, they were only given PC codes. They weren't given access to consoles. So don't fucking tell me that, oh, you had no idea about the console state. Fuck that. You clearly did, because you would give the console codes if it was fine. Number one, right? Number two, you also didn't let motherfuckers, show people their own recorded gameplay. You sent provided gameplay from, I assume, highly spec'd PCs to use as examples in people's reviews. That is straight up bullshit. So don't fucking tell me that you were unaware of the state of console. That's horseshit. Number fucking, what was that, 1 and 2? Here's my third thing as well, okay? Here's the big one, okay? In this video, right, they go on to say that, oh, they refer to the PS4 and Xbox One as old consoles, right?
Yeah.
You don't get to call them old consoles for this game specifically, okay? The next generation came out November 15th, right? Mid-November. Your game came out early December, okay? Throughout the overwhelming majority of your development, the main consoles were the PS4 and the Xbox One. You don't get to call them old consoles, okay? You don't get to do that, all right? That's fucking bullshit. You know what I'm saying? There's so much wrong with this whole thing that, like, I'm just like, yo, y'all keep making it worse. Y'all keep making it worse. On top of that, they put up this bullshit fucking roadmap that, Arachnite, can you tell me where the fuck the months are in this whole thing?
No. I see 2021 Smarch. Lousy Smarch weather. Like, it is intentionally vague. It is absolutely intentionally vague. Because they don't know when the fuck it's coming out.
This isn't a roadmap. This is a fucking drawing. You know what I'm saying?
This is paint.
Like,
it's on paint.
This is not a roadmap. Point me another roadmap in the world that it doesn't have fucking months on there.
Didn't Anthem have months and then they took that away?
Maybe. But that further proves the point. Like, dude, they're so full of shit, bro. Like, this whole thing is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and isn't it fucking wild, right? Think about this too, right? Isn't it fucking crazy how they are giving themselves a literal calendar year for the next gen console updates?
Yes.
Like, that is how fucked this game is.
First,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, first of all, talk that talk. You woke up and you chose violence. Like,
bro, I put up some tweets about it the other day, and I had to say my piece, bro. I think I'm fine now.
No,
I just had to, yeah.
Absolutely. Like, you're absolutely allowed to feel the way that you do. Like, I agree with you. Fundamentally, I agree with you. It is an egregious lack of responsibility that is pretty disappointing to see. And I read a tweet earlier, right before the show started, that encapsulates my thoughts exactly. That CD Projekt Red has burned through so much goodwill in the matter of a month and some change. They burned through every ounce of goodwill that they acclimated from The Witcher and how they responded to it and GOG and all that other stuff. Like, very consumer friendly. Every ounce of goodwill is gone, that nobody believes them anymore, and that they really cooked the golden goose. Like, they were beloved game developers before this. Like, they're like, yeah, you may have issues with their games, but the way that they presented themselves was consumer first. Like, it was a way of showing that there was, like, that they cared. Like, even they tweeted about it. It's like, oh, is Cyberpunk gonna have microtransactions? Like, oh, we're gonna leave the greed for other people. Like,
there's so many tweets, bro.
Yeah, it's they tried to show themselves as down to earth and presentable, and that's not the media manager's fault. They were just doing what they were told. Like, the lack of responsibility from the higher ups and their cowardice, because that's what it is. It's cowardice. Is pretty disappointing, to say the least. You're a little bitch, to say the worst. Stop doing that. Like, first and foremost, stop doing that. Like, you make a mistake, you hold up to it, because that is the only way that you will ever start to rebuild your reputation again, is that if you take responsibility.
Yeah, there's a lot of things here, man. Like, and also, you know, I do want to also make it very, very clear to everyone here that I have not played the game, right? So I know some people can throw at me the, oh, you did not purchase the game, you did not play the game, why would you be, you know, this and the third upset about this whole thing? I'm upset on behalf of those that, you know, are not the average consumer and don't follow CD Projekt Red on Twitter and don't know about this whole debacle behind the scenes, and they fucking, you know, wake up Christmas morning, got Cyberpunk on PS4 and it's barely fucking playable. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where it's at, right? Like, it's like the well-informed, yeah, we know about this, it is what it is, right? But the person that doesn't know, right, and for them to consistently advertise that this game is coming out for PS4, and then they get this, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. It just rubs me the wrong. It just rubs me the wrong way, bro.
The main issue I have is for the people, like for the developers, because okay, so here's the whole present with the bow on top. Crunch. Their bonus was, the stipulation with their bonus was that Metacritic had to be above 90 in order for them to receive their bonus. Like, you needed to make a game that was worth a 90 or higher on Metacritic in order to receive the pay that you've earned for your overtime.
Yeah, that's incredibly gross too.
Like, Bethesda did that with Fallout New Vegas to Obsidian. Fallout New Vegas averaged at an 89. They needed a 90, so they didn't get paid.
Yeah, that's incredibly gross.
Yeah, it's
incredibly gross.
It's slimy, and it's just these people pocketed all the money. Like, I saw the tweets that they posted out. Like, and in context is super bad taste. It was like, oh yeah, like, despite all the refunds, this game is still making bank. Like, it still sold a ton of copies. And so, like, it made development costs back in the first day, even counting refunds.
Yeah.
So, it's... They don't care very much. Like,
yeah, man.
They got their money, and it's like, we're gonna fix it, because legally they have to. Legally, everyone is magnifying glass on CD Projekt Red right now to fix their fucking game, because if they don't, they have to pay 10% back every year that it's not fixed to the level that they promised.
Crazy, bro. Crazy.
So,
like, I think they backed themselves into a corner. Like, honestly, if I was them, I would have canceled the last gen versions way before release, bro.
Yeah, it's like, this is I'm like, next gen release only.
I'm like, bro, you know how big you could have been if you just put it out on Series X, PS5, and PC. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, okay, you're missing out on a lot of money. I understand that, right? But you could have been the pseudo, like, GTA, right? Where whenever people get a new console, they buy Cyberpunk. You know, if it really is that good and lives up to the hype on a high scale and PC standpoint, which I'm sure you'll talk about here in a little bit as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think they could have easily done that and been a lot more successful in the long run, you know.
I have a lot of issues with Cyberpunk.
Yeah, let's just throw ourselves right into that. Okay, so the question of the week I want to throw to you. Right, I know I unfortunately can't really participate in this. Apologies. Right, yeah. but I'll toss you some questions here and there. Okay.
Okay.
Is Cyberpunk 2077 good?
No.
Really?
No. Yeah, no. So this is my experience with Cyberpunk.
Here we go.
I have a very high-end PC. I am in the... if this is a bell curve, I am on the right-hand side when it comes to, like, power. I spent a lot of time, I've spent a lot of money building this computer because it's something I'm passionate about. When my room becomes a fucking oven trying to play your game, that is unacceptable. Like, I have a ton of fans in this thing. Like, water cooling the works. It was pushing my PC to its limits. And that is unacceptable. Because I wasn't even playing on ray tracing. I wasn't playing on ultra. I was playing on high medium.
Right. And like, the very little I know about PC, I'm assuming that is more pointing towards unoptimization. Not necessarily that your rig can't handle it.
Yeah, no, it is... The game is very, very poorly optimized, which is made evident through the console releases on its own. But even on a PC standpoint, I have friends that have like PCs that are strong as mine is, and it is just as bad. And I bought the game for a friend for Christmas because I was trusting the the benchmark sheet that they sent out, saying, "Oh, this game can run out on 1080s like." Well, like, it's obviously not going to look the best, but it can run. So I bought it for him because that's what he has. And he could barely push 20 frames. And he was looking forward to this game for years. Like, this is a friend I've had since I was, 14? When the game first came announced, and he was super excited for it. He was like, I can't wait for this game to come out. So we've grown up together, being friends. And when the game was releasing, I was like, yeah, I gave it to him because it was something that he was super excited for. And night of release, he was still optimistic as maybe it'll get better. I was done. I was I saw the leaks, the gameplay leaks, and then I got my hands on him personally. I was like, what the fuck? This is awful. This isn't fun at all. The driving is awful. The gunplay isn't fun. The crafting system is stupid. There are a lot of things here that didn't need to be here, and there are a lot of things there that you should have taken the time that you put into a crafting system and just put it into something else to make it a little more worthwhile, because there's a whole there are perks in the perk tree dedicated to being underwater. You are undetectable underwater, and it's when you're doing a stealth build, you think that's useful, right? I was only underwater or in water in general one time, and that was for a story mission or for a side quest. It was the first and only time I was swimming at all in that game, and I'm glad because the swimming sucks.
Oh man.
It is the story narratively I have a lot of issues with. Gameplay wise I have a lot of issues with. I ended up modding the fuck out of the game, and it's the only way I had fun with it.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of the not seeing it firsthand, but just hearing that a lot of mods are coming out for the game that are really helping out the PC side of this game and everything. Which obviously it's you would want the developer to fix the game itself, but I digress.
And
you know what I'm saying?
And it's not even mods where it's graphic mods or optimization mods. No, it's I made my character run 5 times faster, and I had a shotgun that I'd never had to reload because I played the first half of the game vanilla. Straight out of the package, nothing added to it, vanilla. Plain vanilla. I had an SMG that would burn through ammo after maybe the second or third fight. I would have max ammo, and then I would have no ammo. And then I would have to spend the next 5 minutes in the crafting menu clicking the button to craft more ammo. And it wasn't craft, I could just mash it and then be done. There was a 2-second like hold down the button to craft it, and you had to let go of the mouse button and click it again every time you wanted to craft 30 more bullets. Which, when you're crafting like 200, isn't that bad. But when you need 700 bullets to make it through a fight, it gets a little tiresome. And so I was like, this is boring as hell. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. So I just downloaded a mod, or like a mod trainer, and I just played the game like that. And I had way more fun playing the game like that because the driving was awful. So I was like, okay, whatever. What if I just made my character run faster than every car in the game? Just have fun with it. So that's what I did, as I made my character run faster than every car in the game. And I had a gun that I never needed to reload, and I never needed to worry about materials because there are like 20 different materials that you need to craft things. And that's boring. And so it's like, whatever. So I just modded the shit out of the game. I completely destroyed the fundamentals of what they were going for gameplay-wise. And I had a way better time. I had fun towards my latter half of the game than the first half because I didn't need to worry about crafting anymore. I didn't need to worry about the bad driving because if there was a mission involving driving, I just didn't do it. Because it's... Did you ever play GTA 4?
No.
So GTA 4 is what people describe to be driving on ice. Like, you are driving around on ice. I would take GTA 4's driving any day of the week over Cyberpunk. It's like, Cyberpunk is... You are overdosing, and you are driving on ice, and you have no tires.
What's really interesting, like, hearing you go off on the beat about this game, is that, like, I think you're one of, like, the very few, if not the only person I've really heard that just did not like the game on, like, PC. You know, because, like, Owen, of course, friend of the show, shout out to Owen. He played it on PS5, and he keeps telling me, yo, I can't wait till you play this game, because he thought, like, you know, of course he doesn't excuse the bugs and everything, and the overall hitches and quality of the game from a technical standpoint, but he thinks that the story is really good. He thinks that the concepts are really great in there as well, and he really thinks that, like, he thinks that overall, like, beneath all the BS about this game, he still says that Cyberpunk 2077 is a good game, you know. And I've heard a lot of that more than what you're saying as well. So I think it's just very, very interesting.
Yeah, like
that I'm like hearing someone that just didn't like the game.
Obviously my opinion isn't a law. Like, it's not. It's like I didn't like the game, so you can't. Like, if you end up liking the game when it comes out on on next gen, like, that's great. Like, it's just I didn't really care very much about anybody except Pan Am. Like, Judy was great. Judy and Pan Am were the only characters I really liked. There's a character in the beginning of the game that is a fan favorite. I liked him. Like, I think everybody liked him. They don't use him well at all. Like, he's there, and he's like, oh yeah, like, he gets you invested, and then they don't go anywhere else with it. And they don't do that with any of the characters. Like, once you're done with their side quests, that's it. They fuck off. They're done. That's it. So, like, you can build a romance with someone throughout the entire course of the game, and that's it. Until the ending, depending on your endings, that's it. The life choice system, where you can be Nomad, Street Kid, or Corpo, they only play an impact on dialogue every so often, and in the first, like, 30 minutes of the game. And that's it. That's where the game differs. Like, they're different for 30 minutes, and then they converge. So, it's kind of worthless. And by kind of, I mean absolutely worthless. Because there's nothing you can't do as a Street Kid that you could do as a Corpo. And to the extent of my knowledge, other than one romance in heavy quotations for those that know what I'm talking about. Yeah, there's nothing you can't do as a Street Kid that you could do as a Nomad or as a Corpo. Like, there's no point.
Right.
So, I don't know. I didn't like the side quests. I didn't like the hand-to-hand fighting or the melee fighting in general is atrocious. And that's something I really like to do in games is throw hands. Like, that's how I played a lot of Part 2. Like, that when we talked about Part 2, is like, I had my complaints with it. But even from the very beginning, I was like, my favorite part of this game is throwing hands.
It does feel fun to throw hands.
Yeah, like...
In games, of course. Yeah. I've never been in a physical altercation.
It's fun to throw hands in, like, IRL. Like, I'm not talking, like, drunk street fight, but, like, if you're just, like, boxing or if you're practicing, like karate or jujitsu like I used to, like, it's fun. Like, sometimes you get your ass beat, sometimes you beat some ass. But,
the old double whammy.
Yeah, the old 1-2. But even that, like, because in Cyberpunk there are these, like, fight ring kind of deal, like fight clubs that you can go to. It's like, oh, you can, if you block it at just the right moment, you can get, like, a perfect counter and then hit them. 2 problems with that. Perfect countering still does damage for some reason if they're stronger than you. So I went in a little underleveled, not super underleveled, but, like, not up to the par. And I would do a perfect counter each time, and I died. It's like, why? What is the point? So, and sometimes, like, you'll be fighting them. They'll be at, like, 30 health, and then they just decide to heal. It's like, I can't heal. Why the fuck can you heal? It's like what? And I just got kind of fed up with it. Like, it just wasn't fun. So I played the game on very hard. Maybe that's why. I'm about to say it. It's the only challenge that I've ever really tapped out of, and I'm gonna give myself a little benefit of the doubt, where it's like, it's not because of a lack of skill, to say, like, but as much as it is just like a gameplay fault. Like, I just didn't feel like dealing with it. It's the gameplay feels like something out of 2007.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing too. That, like, this game was almost, poised and positioned, albeit maybe by the hype train, maybe by the devs themselves. I don't really know where that whole thing charges back to, but, like, it was kind of, like, looked at and revered to be something that is going to alter and change the way open world games are created and, like, looked at forever, right? And it ended up, at least from what I've been hearing vocally, just kind of being another good open world game. It doesn't really, like, push the boundaries of open world games or do anything really unique at all, really. Is that kind of like a similar sentiment that you feel as well, a little bit?
It was in trailers. It was advertised.
Oh. Okay, well,
that like, this is going to change open world games.
Right.
It was advertised officially, to the extent of my knowledge. It was officially advertised as, like, Cyberpunk will be the game that changes games forever. And the only thing that had changed is the refund policy.
It did change something.
Yeah, like...
Oh, man.
The most fun I had with Cyberpunk, hands down, without a doubt, was photo mode.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even, like, a very good photo mode.
Bro, you took some incredible shots. I know you said that you, like, did some post editing as well,
like,
for it. But
all my editing was in game.
Right.
Like,
oh, really? It was? Okay.
Yeah. No, everything I did was in game.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like, because I put them onto the to the Shutterpunk competition, and you're not allowed to use any kind of editing software whatsoever. So in order to qualify, every shot I did was in game. Like, all the editing in game. Because the lighting, it just isn't very good. Like, to get the colors the way that I did, you have to use a whole, like, filter, and when you get rid of the filter, the game looks kind of bland. Like there are a lot of areas that are just brown or just gray, and it's not very visually stimulating, so that sucks. But I spent a good majority of my time, like the most enjoyment I had was just taking pictures. Like I spent a lot of time finding good shots, messing with all that. And when I saw the photo mode like release thing, like the trailer for it, I thought it was gonna be something akin to Ghosts, which still, hands down, without a doubt, has the best photo mode in any game that I've ever played in my entire life. Like, Ghost of Tsushima's photo mode is something to be reveled. It is amazing.
Bro, I want to see you get your hands on the Miles Morales photo mode.
Yeah, like,
because that shit go crazy, too.
I would love to take some pictures on a PS5 Miles Morales. Like,
yeah, I think you're going to adore it. I think it's really good.
I tried it on PS4, and it just wasn't very fun. Because, like, no matter how much time or, like, how I would, like, craft a shot, fundamentally, it just didn't look very good because all the textures were muddy. And, you know, like, I said my piece on Miles Morales on PS4, but my experience on a base PS4 was pretty miserable.
Right.
But I don't know. When the best part of your game is somebody taking pictures, there's something wrong.
Yeah. So, overall, right, I think I got one final question to ask you, right? You've laid out everything you could on Cyberpunk 2077. You know what I'm saying? Hypothetically speaking, if this game hit the let's say if it hit in like October, you know, of 2020.
Fuck.
Do you think it could have won Game of the Year?
Oh, absolutely not. I would have thrown Cyberpunk in the fucking trash, like from the 3-point line.
From the logo.
Yeah, just like a slam dunk into the trash. Because I had a lot of gripes with part 2. I like, yeah, that is well known. Like, it's not something I hide because I'm not one of those like rabid, weird like guys on Twitter that's sending death threats. By the way, go fuck yourself. I just didn't like some aspects of the game, and I would rather play part 2 any day of the week than it's like play part 2 again or play Cyberpunk again. And I'd rather play part 2 again, like hands down, without a doubt. Like, Cyberpunk was one of my least favorite games of the year. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Just when you need a bunch of mods to make your game good, you don't have a good game. Like, it's like, oh, you're going to Cane's. It's like, oh, Cane's is good with the sauce. It's like, if you need sauce to make your food good, it's not good food.
I think Cane's is good by itself, even without the sauce.
I think it's a little bland. But
you know, all right. I mean, you know, again
with the cap.
Bad taste.
Well, you know my favorite part about the podcast is just like the sprinkling of cap every now and
Absolutely.
Yeah.
At least there's one thing that we can both agree on, is that KFC is actually garbage.
Yeah. It's also super expensive.
Dude, I saw a fucking Uber Eats dude in the parking lot last night when I was walking to my car, giving, like, he had an order of KFC. And, like, I'm like, number one, why would you spend money on KFC? Number one, right?
Yeah.
Then number two, why would you spend more money to get it delivered to you?
Like, it just doesn't connect. Like, I went to KFC. The last time I went to KFC was last February.
Man,
I was driving all day. I had a really busy day. And I just wanted something to eat, and the only thing in the area was a KFC. It's like, whatever. So I went in and I just ordered popcorn chicken and some wedges, and like a drink, and it cost me like $14. It's like, what? I ordered 2 servings of wedges too because it was like the amount was just, you know, I was hungry. I wanted more. So, and they didn't even charge me for the second serving, so it's gonna be like $18.
Yeah,
It's egregious.
And to be completely clear, I am a big fan of getting food delivered. You know what I'm saying? I'm a huge proponent of it, right?
Yes.
I do it a lot less, because of course quarantine times last year, things were, that was maybe like a 2 to 3 times a week type deal that I had to reel back in, right?
It's expensive.
So now, yeah, it definitely gets expensive. So I don't do it that much. However, when I want to treat myself, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing like putting on a nice show, or of course putting on a Final Fantasy VII video essay and just chowing down on some food, deliver it like 10 out of 10. However, I will never, ever voluntarily eat KFC or so much as ordering KFC.
Yeah.
I have a little bit of respect for myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You
Just a little bit.
You just feel like garbage after, too.
It's true. It's true.
Last thing I'll talk about is ordering food. During quarantine, it would be like 3 in the morning. I remember explicitly one time I was playing Hades. It was like 3 in the morning. I was starving. I had worked out a few hours earlier. I was starving. So I ordered some food, and the only place that was open was Jack in the Box.
Jack in the Box?
Yeah.
I haven't had Jack in the Box in a very long time. I hear that it's not that bad.
It's not that bad. They have a breakfast croissant that's really good that I always get. It's like the only thing I get there. But I was sitting at the door like a goblin because I forgot to put don't ring the bell. So I see the car pull up, and they're walking up to my door. I open my door really fast, and it's like, yeah, I ordered the food like a goblin, and I scared them. It's like, hey, yeah, can I get my croissant, please? And just took the bag because I have an alarm system at home, so I only have 60 seconds from doing like the quick exit or like the quick open thing, so I can open my door, grab my order, and get out. So I was like, I have 60 seconds to open the door before the alarm wakes up everybody, right, and I get my ass beat. So I was like, yeah, it's like, open the door, grab my food, slam the door. I gave them a nice tip, so I don't feel bad. So I was like, thanks for delivering my food at 3 in the morning. Yes, I'm a goblin. Please leave.
The ultimate last thing I'll say, I promise this is the last thing I promise.
The ultimate last thing.
Swear to God, the last thing I'll say. I fucking hate when they try to knock the door and give it to me straight up. When I put in the fucking instructions, leave the food on the table. I don't want to talk to nobody, okay? Just leave it there, and then ping the notification saying, hey, it's here. I'm gonna go outside. You're not gonna see me.
You're gone.
Get my food.
Yeah.
I don't want to see you. I don't. I tip you digitally. It's all good. No worries. I tip very, very graciously. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see you. I don't want to see nobody.
Yeah.
I hate it.
It's it's the worst. Like, I order food pretty late. My eating schedule's all kinds of messed up. But just leave it. You were never here. I was never here. The food just appeared.
I agree. Wholeheartedly. So I don't know how we started talking about that from Cyberpunk, but Cyberpunk 2077 would not have been your game of the year. I definitely wanted to get some thoughts on it.
Yeah, no.
On the channel.
No.
So.
Yeah, but all in all, Cyberpunk should have been delayed again. Well, I don't know why they delayed it to November, and then like from November to December. I would have been fine just waiting. Like if you could go back to past me and just say, it's like, hey, don't be upset the game's getting delayed.
Yeah.
And it's like I would have been cool with it. It's like, oh, it's gonna launch like that?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I wish it got delayed, but I'll definitely be playing it next fall as long as I have time for it. You know, like I'm not gonna put too much of a priority on it, but I am looking to I am going to play it. You know, so I'll play it when of course it's on PS5 and when it's back on the PS Store as well, for that matter, because I physically cannot play the game. You know, I mean, yeah, I have my PS4, but no way in fuck I'm doing that. You know, so I physically cannot get access to Cyberpunk right now, thanks to my digital PS5. Love to see it, but yeah, I think that's where we're gonna call it, the first of the reboot of Save Slot podcast. You know, yeah, love to see it. Thought it went well. Thought it went all dandy. You know, Arachnite. Where can people find you?
I am on the PlayStation Source Discord under the same name. Hop in there. We them boys. Always a great time. Always a great time in there. I'm on Twitter at Orly_Macias, where you can find all of my hot takes and photo mode shots. Whenever I find a game that has photo mode again, because as soon as I was done with Cyberpunk, like when I was like done with it, I uninstalled it immediately. So that's the end of Cyberpunk shots for at least the time being. But if I manage to get my hands on this PS5, catch those Miles Morales shots.
Last thing too about that, I was doing a little bit more of investigative research on this gentleman's offer-up post. Right, there is a problem.
Oof, there always is.
There is a problem. Okay, he did give me his number, and he said that he'll send me pictures there.
Yes.
Which okay, that makes sense, because I didn't realize that you can't send pictures on OfferUp. But if you pull it up, right, he sends what seems to be the same PS5, right?
Yeah.
In two different boxes, and the boxes are not consistent at all. You know. Like one has different wrapping on it, like on the sides of the PS5. The other one has bubble wrap, and the PS5 is sunk lower into the box, as well as the box size in comparison to the PS5 box do not look consistent. But he did give me his number. I don't know. I think this one's a little bit too fishy for me personally. So yeah. Perhaps we'll keep looking. You know, perhaps we will keep looking. I don't want to trust this gentleman in Virginia. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to keep up with the Arachnite PS5 watch and all things PlayStation related in terms of news, games, PlayStation itself, via, of course, the Save Slot podcast, you can, of course, catch us out here on youtube.com/PlayStation Source, as well as podcast services down below in the description, like Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, all that great stuff, via the anchor link down below in the description. Check it out, and you'll be able to see our other feeds on our other services so that you can listen to us in the most comfortable way possible. Of course, you can like the video and rate the podcast on other services to get us seen by more viewers. We will definitely appreciate it. You know, next week, I'm going to read a review that we got on Apple Podcasts, because we did get a review back in like May of last year. It's a very, very wholesome review. I'm going to read it next week. So definitely check out next week's episode. I'm going to go over that. Very, very kind. Very, very kind review. And you know what? I'm going to keep it going, all right? So if you want to be read aloud here on the show, leave a review. I'm going to go check it out, of course. And down below, if you want to further connect with us, you can go to Twitter at PSRoseVids down below in the description, as well as the aforementioned Discord server for PlayStation Source. Arachnite said it as well, down below in the description. As well as if you're feeling more generous, feel free to hit that join button to become a member of the channel. You could be a $1 Prince tier or a $5 King tier. Get access to different channel badges, emotes, as well as shout outs and all PSS content, just like the homies Caleb Kaiser, Owen, Tapiwa Musa, Arachnite, and Chungi. Hell yeah, Kev. Love to see it. Don't miss out on the stream series as well as our other uploads on the channel. Right now, we're doing Ratchet & Clank during the weekdays, and then Metal Gear Solid for Saturday mornings specifically. So this is going up after the Metal Gear Solid stream, but feel free to tune in next week for some more Metal Gear Solid on Saturday mornings. And yeah, that's been episode 1 of Save Slot Podcast, the new reboot. Thank you all for watching, and as always, greatness awaits. Hell yeah.